these 2.5 decades, 25 years, you must have encountered numerous challenges and triumphs. Can you share one or two instances?
The greatest challenge that I've undergone is losing family members. Really, that weighs me down, and it takes me time to kind of get out of it. And I feel that it's God who gives me the grace to come out of it, because I've lost 4 members in this duration that I've been here, and it's not easy.
Here I am, I've come to do your will. Thank you, Lord, for your faithfulness. Here I am, I've come to do your will. Thank you, Lord, for your faithfulness.
I'm Sister Mary Moraa Nyang'au. I come from Kebrigo Parish in Kisii Diocese. I come from a family of 12. I'm the 6th born. We are 8 girls and 4 boys. And I'm happy to share my life with you. I grew up in a Catholic family, and our home is next to the Catholic Church. So sisters were not stranger to me. Every day as I went to school, in the primary school, I met sisters on my way back to school, or wherever I was passing, I met them. And I always admired one sister who looked very young and beautiful, and I said, I want to be like her. Her name is Sister Rosie Melda, a Franciscan sister of St. Joseph Asumbi. So my desire started when I was in class 5. So I could always go to the convent and see them. But then when I completed my primary school, I felt like I have grown up here in Kisii. I have gone to school here in Kisii. And if I join these sisters, it means I'll live my life here in Kisii. I want to get out of this environment. So I started searching for missionary congregations that do something unique. I didn't want to become a teacher. I didn't want to become a nurse. I wanted something unique. So we had missionary priests in my parish. We had the late Father Kaiser was in my parish. And he used to have books of lives of saints printed by the Daughters of St. Paul in the US. So I could read some of those books, and I felt inspired the kind of work that these sisters were doing. And I had that desire from that day onwards that I want to know more about these sisters and what they do, and I wanted to do it. So as I completed my primary school and I went to secondary school, my search started for these sisters now here in Kenya. And I remember one holiday, I was going through the file of my eldest sister, and I found the contact of the sisters of the Daughters of St. Paul in Nairobi. And immediately I took the pen, I wrote the application letter, and the sister who was in charge of vocations at that time, Sister Damiana Weresi, responded to me. So from that moment, then the communication started. I had never met these sisters in person, but I felt they were close to me, and this is what I wanted to do in life. When I was a postulant, I went to Uganda for my experience, and I loved it. You know, getting out. My desire from the beginning was just to go out, be a missionary. So when I went to Uganda as a postulant, I liked that experience. And later on, as a novice, I went back again to Uganda. I was very happy to be back. Now, the day I made my profession and I was informed that I was going to Dar es Salaam as a missionary, it was the best moment. It was a joyful moment that I belonged. You know, when you feel that you have really achieved, in a way, a milestone in the journey that you are starting. That was really a profound experience, and it made me to be more convinced that this is where the Lord wants me. I was alone when I professed in the year 2000 because my companion left during the novitiate. For sure, it was not an easy thing because we were two in the novitiate, two Kenyans. And always we were looking forward to our day. We were planning which songs we are going to sing, what we are going to do. And all of a sudden, she's requested to leave. It was a painful reality, but I had to swallow it because vocation is a personal journey. Even if you are in a group, it's a personal journey. Anybody can make her own decision. It kind of weighed me down for a moment, but after that, I had to dust myself, wake up and proceed, knowing that the Lord called me individually from Kisii. I didn't come with anybody from Kisii. I came alone. When I made my profession in the year 2000, I was posted in Dar es Salaam, and I was in charge of the radio programs that we were airing weekly on Radio Tumaini, which were reviews of books and liturgical programs every week for 1 hour, a program of 1 hour. And it kind of helped me to sharpen my language in Kiswahili. You know, Tanzania you speak Kiswahili sanifu. So it helped me to perfect my language and also to kind of widen my ways of reaching the various audiences with our apostolate, our books, our liturgical seasons, everything that was there. So with time, the various communities that I have worked, I have been in the bookshop, I have been a propagandist, that is bookshop outreach. I've been a vocation promoter. So whichever mission that is entrusted to me, I try to do it at my level best, with all my energy, with all my gifts. And when I look back, I thank God because there's nothing I've kept for myself. So even if anything happens to me today, I'm happy because I've spent my energy for the Lord. I thank the Lord for the vast experience that I have had. In fact, I've been to quite a number of countries. After Uganda, I was in Tanzania for 3.5 years as a junior professed. Then I went back to Uganda for my studies in philosophy and theology at Kisubi University. Then later on, I went to the Philippines to prepare for final vows in the year 2007. After that, I was posted in South Sudan, Juba, to begin the community of the Daughters of St. Paul. After South Sudan, I was posted in Lusaka, where I served for 5 years. After that, I went to Malawi to start the community in Lilongwe in the year 2015. After that, I moved to the Catholic bookshop in Nairobi, where I served for 7 years. And as we talk, for now, I'm back in South Sudan in the Archdiocese of Juba. It is a beautiful and challenging experience. Challenging in that you are going to start from scratch. There's nothing. For example, when we went to South Sudan, the country was coming out of war. It was just after the signing of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement of 2005. We had to buy from matchbox to the bed that we are going to sleep in from here in Kenya and transport everything by a container to South Sudan. When we arrived in South Sudan, the container had not arrived with our provisions. So we had to ask somebody to accommodate us for 1 month. You can imagine you are being accommodated in a community where they don't have even food. It's hard to find food. So there were moments that I could just desire to have a good meal, but it's not available. Even if you go to the market with your money, there's nothing. So you just have to be comfortable with whatever that is available. It was challenging. There have been quite a number of changes. When I went back to South Sudan after 12 years of being out of South Sudan. And remember, when I went to South Sudan in 2008, it was Sudan. It was one country. They were together with the North. Now, when I went back, they had gained their independence. It was an autonomous country. So the growth of the country was enormous, visible from the structures, from the way of life, from the availability of the things in the market. At least now you can find whatever you need in the market as long as you have money. And then I think there is more of people feel that is their home now. They are working towards the growth of their own nation. Even for our own apostolate, the apostolate has grown. Because initially we started in a small way, just within Juba, known within Juba, but now people know us from different corners of South Sudan, and they do come to the bookshop. Even we have vocations from South Sudan, so there is much growth, and we thank God for that. The greatest challenge that I've undergone is losing family members. really that weighs me down, and it takes me time to kind of get out of it. And I feel that it's God who gives me the grace to come out of it, because I've lost 4 members in this duration that I've been here, and it is not easy. But I feel that God gives me the grace to kind of get out of it and continue serving Him with joy, with the dedication, focusing on what lies ahead, not what has been left behind. Years is not just 2 days. So there are moments that really I've experienced great presence of the Lord. Anytime that I wake up, I go to the bookshop, I come home, and I am alive, for me, I feel that is really a moment that I need to thank God for His protection, and that motivates me to move forward. 25 years is even physical growth, to start with physical growth. And then another thing is that of being able to withstand challenges. In fact, for me, where I've reached, I don't feel that there's a challenge that is too big that I cannot withstand, unless it's a challenge that involves losing my life. But other challenges, I believe there is nothing that is permanent. And that's my philosophy. Nothing is permanent. Everything passes. So even the greatest challenge that I face at a given moment, it will pass. So for me, I feel that that stamina of knowing that nothing is permanent is the greatest growth that I have experienced in my life, and it keeps me moving. Surprises, sometimes I feel that, you see, being in a missionary congregation, maybe sometimes you have your own desires and aspirations and what you want to do. For example, maybe I prefer to be in this country and to be with these sisters and these sisters. Those are some of the surprises. Sometimes you find in the community, you have characters that it's not easy to live with. So that becomes a surprise, because you expect that as sisters in the community, things should be smooth, but it's not the case. So those are some of the surprises that I encounter at times. The greatest joy is being supported emotionally, being supported by the presence of the sisters. You know, our life is communal, whether we are in the chapel, whether we are in the apostolate, whether we are in the house itself. So for me, that emotional support, sometimes, as I said, I have lost quite a number of people in the family. So that emotional support really keeps me moving. Another thing is that we complement each other. I don't know it all, and nobody knows it all, and nobody knows nothing. So the little I know and the little the other person knows, when we put it together, we complement each other. So for me, I feel that this is one of the aspects that really makes our community life beautiful, and I look forward to being with the sisters. In spirituality, especially the aspect of the practices of piety, for me, I feel this is the engine of all where I get my energy from in carrying out the apostolate. We have our practices of piety, the meditation, the celebration of the Mass, the adoration. For me, I feel this, they give me energy. They are my powerhouse in living and carrying out the mission. My dreams and hopes is that God may continue to bless me with the gift of good health, so that I may continue to serve Him for the remaining years of my life, which He knows better. And I also pray that as daughters of St. Paul, we may continue to expand and carry out our mission in the places where we are not. Because when you look in Africa, we are just like a drop in the ocean. There are many countries who are still looking for us, looking for our mission, longing for our presence. So I pray that we will all be having that spirit of persevering, standing firm, trusting in the Lord, and venturing into the peripheries where we are not present. That's my dream and hope. For me, I have a message of gratitude. I want to thank everybody that has been close to me, my family, the members of the congregation, all my friends, all those who have supported me in one way or another. Because 25 years is a long period, and one can easily kind of give up. But I have felt a lot of support from almost everybody that I've encountered. And I want to say thank you, and God bless them. My advice is that don't listen to what the outside world tells you. Listen to your heart, follow your heart, and pray. God will guide you. And when you join religious life as a young person, maybe at first you might find some frustrations, but pray and focus. And God will give you the grace to kind of feel comfortable, discover yourself, and offer yourself to God fully. And at the end, you'll be the most joyful person in the entire world.